Just remember, a lot of men want a good woman until it requires them to be a better man.
She's right, and I'm sure we know where that mindset is coming from. If you have a master, do you expect your master to change for you? No. You as a servant, it is your responsibility to change, to become a better person, to serve your master. So men are out there looking for good women, but they are forgetting to ask themselves the necessary question: are they good men? You can't be wanting what you cannot give. You want someone to be good to you. Are you willing to be good to that person? Majority of the men out there are not willing to do that. They expect women to accept them the way they are, with their baggages, their shortcomings, but they are not willing to extend the same grace to the women they have in their lives. I want a good woman so I can level up to be good enough for her. I've got my vices and will quit all of them for the right one. I want to start eating better for her and get into skincare for her. I think if you're changing, you should be making those changes for yourself. If you decide to change for someone, that change might not last. If that person annoys you, you will regret making such changes. So it's best for you to make changes for yourself. Change because you want to become a better version of yourself, not because you're doing it for someone. Such change might not last for long. So do it for yourself, not for someone else. Why would you need him to become better? You got him the way he is. This is like buying a couch and getting mad at the couch for not being able to recline later. Yeah, this person is very right. That's why people would always say you shouldn't date someone's potential. If you look at a man and you don't like what you see, there's no point dating him with the hope that he's going to get better tomorrow. What is the guarantee that that man is going to change tomorrow? And like I said, it's best for someone to make changes in their life because they want to, not because they got into a relationship or because a woman is demanding that from them. Such change does not always last.
I have a theory that if pregnancy required men to gain 40 pounds, rip their genitals open, and risk death, not only would abortion be legal in all 50 states, it would be federally funded for any man who wanted to get one. And if you disagree with me, argue at the wall.
I don't disagree with him because he's right. This is my own opinion. And the reason why I say he's right is this. Men are the ones in charge. They are the ones ruling this world. They are the ones in control. So they would always want to make things easier for them. If they're not happy with the pregnancy, they will find a way out. If they're not happy with their period, they would find a way out. So it's easier for them to make policies that don't favor women because women are not the ones in charge. And they also make those policies based on how they view women and how they value women. From their policies, it's obvious how they think about us, how they view us. Since they're not the ones experiencing what we're experiencing, it's none of their business. They can make policies that does not favor us. They don't respect our body. They want to decide for us what we should do with our body. Let's have a look at some comments. The morning after pill would come in flavors like barbecue and Cool Ranch. And if they experienced menstruation, we would have 3-day, 3-week work week with sick time and health benefits. No, but seriously though, there is a male birth control, but they don't offer it because of side effects. You know, the same ones we endured for decades, and that was fine with everybody. With us all thinking monitoring the women was the only option, isn't it better to disarm the gun than just wear a bulletproof vest? Think about it. Why are they not forcing men to take the birth control? Why is everyone focusing on women? She just made a valid point. We should disarm the gun rather than forcing people to wear bulletproof. Since men are the ones releasing their sperm, I think they should focus on them, not the women receiving it. And menstruation would not be stigmatized and viewed as something unclean. Yeah, they do this a lot, especially the religious people. It would be celebrated and men would be worshipped for being the only ones whose bodies are capable for such a sacred phenomenon of bringing another human to earth.
Now we try to date, and these girls are way more interested in a career, in a job, than a family. And like, I feel like I'm the feminine one because I'm like, hey, what about the kids? What about the family? Like, you know, don't we want to do this? And she's like, I need to study. I have goals. I have career. I have purpose. It's like, it's totally flipped.
And there it is. This video made me feel so good because he said the quiet part out loud. Do you see how as women are changing how they move with regards to relationships, it changes the power dynamics. it's always been about power. The idea of women chasing marriage, chasing romantic partnership, chasing being a mother and having children gave men so much power because they could always dangle it in your face. And now that women are saying, I don't want that no more. Oh, the men don't know what to do with themselves. It's always been about power. And I think that's what, as young women, we didn't get, that this whole idea of romantic pursuits and a prince charming, and guys, it gives so much more power to the men. It places the power in men's hands, because then now you sit on your hands and you're waiting, for the perfect one. You're waiting for him to, oh my goodness. And I think that's what I despise, right? I think I despise that it's so one-sided. If the message that you need to settle down, you need to become a mother, if that was pushed for both men and women, that'd be fine. It's so one-sided. The message is so pushed to women, while men can go out and be whoever they want. But now that women are deciding to go out and be whoever they want without centering the idea of a nuclear family, men are genuinely crashing out. And I looked at his profile. He's Christian, whatever. That's why also they run to religion, right? Because religion reinforces this idea that women should be in the house, women should be serving you as a man. It just reinforces that. It makes them feel like they are rational, but then women are opting out. And the power dynamics never seem to stop, because even when women are married, they would do whatever it takes, to save the marriage and make the marriage work. That's why I love the comment section of Katli Baby's videos, because in real time, you see women taking the power back, and then what do the men do? They crash out. So for me, it's always been about women taking their power back, which comes through their autonomy, and then men realize, they're not that powerful after all.
It has always been about power, control, dominance. It's never about love, hardly about love. Men captured women. I will keep saying this way. Men captured women, and they're making everything possible to leave us in captivity, to leave us under their control. Unfortunately to them, women are rising up. Women have seen an escape route to break free, and men are left confused. In this modern age, men are using manipulation, lies, love, money to capture women. Women need money to survive. Because of how things were in the past, we didn't have the opportunity to have our own money, so we needed to be under a man to survive. Money is a huge factor here. Like I've always said, we've gained independence. We have financial independence. So men are useless to a lot of women. It's always been about service for men. What can women do for them? We need to dominate them. We need to control them. So since we have broken free, or we are breaking free, they don't know what to do anymore. They're talking about religion. We know religion is a tool that they use to subdue women. They're coming online to say nasty things. They are confused. They want it how their parents had it. Gender role, traditional marriage. Nobody is ready for that. Maybe just few women. Let's hear what some men are saying in the comment section. To be completely honest, when it comes to dating and marriage, it feels like we are all losing. No one is truly winning. We need to ask ourselves some hard questions. Why are women increasingly occupying higher positions in the corporate world compared to men? Why is the birth rate continuously declining? Why are women more likely to initiate divorce? Maybe it's time to step back and examine the bigger picture. Whatever the bigger picture is, I don't care, and I'm pretty sure women don't care. There seems to be a deeper agenda at play, one that might not be something to celebrate. After all, the easiest way to conquer a society is to divide it from within. Excuse me, what society are they conquering? This is a global stuff. Is he talking about aliens coming to take over the earth? I don't know what society they're conquering. I don't know what he's talking about, honestly. So now he's saying we should see it as someone trying to divide the society. What were we supposed to see it as when men were maltreating suppressing women, when men wanted us to be mute, when men did not give us voice. I'm pretty sure you didn't think about it then. What were we supposed to see it as when men were in total control, making our lives miserable for us, all in the name of marriage? Now women are gaining independence. You're trying to say, oh, there's an agenda, or they want to divide us. Divide who? Are we not already divided? If men were good people to women, I don't think women would be running away from men. I don't think women will be looking for a way out. The reason why we are escaping men, the reason why we are running for the hills is because of how badly behaved a lot of men are. So men should focus more on changing their behavior and bettering their lives rather than talking about agenda. We don't care about the agenda. We are moving away from men. That's what we care the most. It absolutely makes sense for women to pursue their careers, especially from a personal standpoint. But when you zoom out, you realize if everyone is focused on work, who is going to raise the next generation? The question is, who has been raising generations to come? Women have been the ones doing that. So I guess it's time for men to take on that role. Women do make huge sacrifices, both because of biology and the way the society is set up. Maybe one day when lab-grown children become mainstream, the burden might shift, but for now it's a tough balance. So you're asking us who is going to raise the next generation, and then you're talking about the lab-grown babies. Are we supposed to get scared that men are manufacturing babies in the lab? Is that supposed to be our business? We've been the ones raising generations to come. Why are men not willing to take that baton from us and carry on? No, they still expect us to carry that burden. They still expect us to keep serving them and serve the society as usual. Girls, always put yourself first and your interest. Never compromise on that. We often lose our power and sense of self when we heavily invest in men. True talk.
Take advantage, not consciously. There was a lot of situations where I didn't want nothing else from a woman but that freak vibration. We get off on in a way that's not just sexual gratification. It empowers us.
What do I tell y'all?
It's an energetic siphoning of y'all
What do I
energy
tell
when
y'all?
y'all are that surrenderous to us in the most intimate, vulnerable space. That shit supercharges a nigga. We can say what we want to say about Diddy. Look what this nigga has been able to accomplish. Largely due to the energy he's able to siphon from these women and some of the ways that we
What
now
do
see.
I
He ain't the
tell
only one.
y'all?
Powerful men have cracked the code and understand the sexual and tantric magic. Put up in the post the other day from Cam Newton. He was like, do you understand the power it is to conquer a woman? Consciously or subconsciously, these niggas be knowing, bro. They got access to so much feminine energy. The more of it they able to consume, the longer that money get. The more elongated their career becomes. The more energetically attractive.
What do I tell y'all about these men? Check my references. Everything I say will always check out. Every fucking thing. This is what men do. They use women for their energy, and they do it a lot. It empowers them. It makes them feel extremely confident. It makes them successful. When a man realizes that women are the key to the success that they want, that is why they abuse us so much. It's jealousy just as well as it is them preying on us and our energy. These powerful men who are sex addicts, there's a reason they're sex addicts. There's a reason. There is a power that they get from it that they know that they just can't get anywhere else. They know without it, they are powerless. Because they don't embody the things that they want in their life. They are not on that vibration. They don't empower it for real. They don't have that essence in them. So they got to steal it and siphon it off of women. Women that love and care about them. Women that they know that have a genuine heart for them. And this is why I talk about energy siphoning and energy harvesting so much. Okay, that was the first video that blew up on this page, was me talking about how men siphon off of women a lot. And that is why it is just the best option right now, especially if you are a high vibrational, high value woman. You have a very good spiritual ranking. Keep your legs closed to these men. Seriously, keep your legs closed. Stay celibate. I've been celibate for years, and this is why I'm not opening my legs to no man unless I know that is the man sent to me by God. I'm not doing it, because these men out here will use and abuse you simply because they know you will make their money long. Okay? These men are actually warlocks too. So don't think that they're not. That's STX magic.
They're with us primarily for emotional and energetic resources, despite their claim that they only want domestic and schmegdual resources. Absolutely. And all women need to know this. And I talk about it, and I will continue talking about it, because that, I think, is actually the biggest problem between men and women in romantic relationships, because there is a physical labor that we do, and yes, that is exhausting, and yes, that is unfair, but that emotional labor that they require from every single female they encounter is the labor that has the highest cost, because it is taking down our energy tanks, filling their tanks up so that they can want more and more and more. It's never, ever, ever going to be enough, no matter how casual it may be. In the time that I have been single post-divorce, I have not been looking for anything serious with any man that I have dated. However, no matter how not serious it is, no matter how casual it is, at the end of the day, all of these men want my emotional energy. With 95% of them, I would get trauma dumps and life stories and woe is me, or I got myself into trouble, help me figure this out. They want mommy energy, no matter what, no matter how casual. One guy, he was like, oh yeah, no strings, but he needs someone to help him figure shit out, because he needs someone to manage his emotional world that he doesn't have the tools to do. This is the case with so many men, and men prove themselves time and time and time again that they are absolutely vampires of emotional energy.
Let's see what people are saying in the comment section. When I used to think I've just never had anyone listen and care the way you do was a compliment. Girl, it wasn't a compliment. He was just using you. My last ex was jealous of the dog. He refused talking and cuddles. Even just sitting on the same sofa was a problem. Then he was wondering why I'd spend my time on the floor with my big fluffy dog. This is so true with my ex. I would always end up feeling drained and ugly, just not myself. But when I stay away from him, I glow. Took me a minute, but now I get it. Some people come into your life and they drain your energy. They suck up your energy. So just be careful. Even if you're deciding to sleep with someone, be careful. Some people are energy vampires. Some men are energy vampires. So be very, very careful. This world we live in is very spiritual.
So as you start to decenter men, you tend to see how men and their opinions have been deeply incorporated into anything and everything that a woman wants to do for herself. So they will tell you not to do something, not because it can harm you, but because men don't like it. You tend to see how many things men don't like, and you start to see how miserable they truly are. Because what do you mean I can't have a nose ring? Because men think you are a prostitute. What do you mean I can't dye my hair red? Because men will say you are wild. You see how deeply miserable men are? And so the opinions and the standards that men have concerning women comes from a place of control and misery. So as you decenter men, you tend to see that you can't live under the misery that is the patriarchy. You have to come out and find joy. They don't teach women to find joy. They teach women to wait to be controlled. And that is my problem with misogyny and the patriarchy. So you start to see how deep men's control goes. It goes far beyond just the systems they have made. It goes into the thought processes of women, and that's why they start teaching women from young. Men, because men maintain that control through indoctrination, and of course our mothers who have been indoctrinated. So the patriarchy, that's why we fight against it so much, because we see just how deep its control goes. It's far beyond, can't do this, can't do that. It's that men don't want, they enforce these things, and they don't have to use guns or weapons to enforce these anymore. All they have to do is just create a system that serves them. And they have managed to do this in every single woman's life. And that is why, as women, we need to come together and actually act actively decenter these things that live to serve men alone. That is decentering men. People think decentering men is hating them. No, it's recognizing their weapons of misery and finding joy in yourself as a woman, because nobody teaches women how to find joy. In fact, women are supposed to wait to be enslaved, because motherhood is slavery, being a wife is slavery. You hear things like, how being a woman is not easy, and it's the men making it hard. All the men should just get out. I really don't give a damn. But yes, so you start to remove the roots of indoctrination that you see that men have deep in women. So you actively work towards removing those things. As you grow as a woman, you will find more and more things you will see that are male-centered. So you see how even in the lives of women, you see how even in the things that only have to do with women, the men are still very much in charge. That's my problem. You see how even things, your femininity, they say your vagina has to smell like this, your vagina has to smell like that, you cannot smell as a woman. You see that men still have so much power over the thought processes of women. My point exactly. All of a sudden, men don't like this. They were saying they don't like birthday makeup. They were saying they don't like bubble skirts. They were saying they don't. These are the little opinions that used to get passed around and used to be worshipped by women back then. Some women still worship opinions of men. I don't, but some women still do. So these are the little things men do to keep the power and the patriarchy. I see it. Some other wise women see it. That is why we choose to decenter it. Don't be shocked if I go and dye my hair blonde, because deep down I've always wanted to color my hair, but I've never really done it, because all I used to hear was, who will marry you? Who will marry you? Okay.
It's not that I think marriage is bad, but I think that when women get married so young, they don't necessarily marry to the level of their standards. They marry to the level of their self-esteem. And when you've grown up with not a lot of emotional attunement, not a lot of support, anything can feel like a lot until you realize that actually this is nothing. This is absolutely nothing. And there are so many women out there that end up wanting to look happy instead of being happy.
Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And if you'd love to watch more videos like this, click this video to watch a man that got upset because the lady he went on a date with refused following him home, and he asked her to refund the money he spent on her meal. And I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.